Imagine sun shining, pink clouds in the sky, and everything is right. Imagine stars lighting up the night, and a shooting star so vibrant, you have to make a wish. Nothing's ever in your way, scoring every shot you make. No, you've never heard of pain, because you're just high on life. Every day is Saturday, life is sweet as birthday cake. Why can't it just...
Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. To those who are new, welcome in. Thank you for coming to Yolanda's Books. For those who are not new, thank you for coming back. I really enjoy you guys when y'all are here with me on my channel. So we missed Wednesday on a vlog. I am so extremely sorry, but I had a 7-day week at work. I picked up an extra day, and a sister was just tired. So I usually try to do vlogs that will last for like at least 2 weeks at a time, because I only do them twice a week. But that just did not work, y'all. When I did that vlog for reading something for a week, I think I'll try to pop up a picture of that thumbnail somewhere up there. But that was something different that I never have done before. So it took me like days to do it. I think it was like Sunday through Thursday or something like that. And I did have some things lined up in my notebook to do throughout those days, but it just did not work out that way. So again, I'm sorry about the vlog that did not go up Wednesday, but hey, I just gave y'all a little time to miss me. But we're back, and we have a book review. I have a ton of books that I have actually read. This is not a TBR. This is just a book review on some books that I have read, because I got to give y'all this book review before I put these books on my shelves for other people to pick up and return, or if I want to just read those books again, or the ones that I'm going to give off to a free little library, which I love giving books off to free little libraries, y'all. It just brings me so much joy to be able to help my community. And what I mean by help my community, y'all, is the people who just cannot afford books. Books are very expensive. That's just point blank. Books are very expensive, and there's a lot of people who just cannot afford to get books, and they just really like to read. And I just am so happy. I am so glad that Yolanda's Books is able to support her community on free little libraries, so that people who just cannot afford it, cannot go to the library for some odd reason, they just don't want a library card or whatever, they can just go into that free little library and just find some nice books to read. And they can just do whatever they want with them. I mean, on the free little libraries is take one, share one. But a lot of people just do not have it, y'all. And I enjoy reading books so much that, yes, I absolutely enjoy giving books away for other people to read. So that is like my happy place. That brings me so much joy. And it just brings me so much extra joy, y'all, when I go to those free little libraries, again, to put books in those free little libraries, and they are gone. That just brings me so much joy. If I could actually like see the people getting the free books from that free little library, and just how they look and how you can tell like how they feel, I think that would be just the highlight of my day, because I just love giving books away. I love buying books. I love reading books. So I do have a haul coming up of my unhauling of all the books that I am going to put in a free little library. And I think I'm going to do it a little different this time. I'm not going to just go through every book that I am going to give away from the free little library. I'll just be at that free little library, and I will show you guys the books that I have at that present time that I am going to put in the free little libraries. So that will be a little different. And at that time, before I put it in each free little library, I might just tell you guys a little bit about some of them, but not do like a full on haul on like what the books are about. Most likely, I'll probably just talk about the ones that I really actually enjoyed reading, but I can stand not to read it again, or if I wanted to read it again, I could probably find it on KU. But it just gives me so much joy to give my books away. And it just, oh God, y'all, it just really does. We have been doing a lot of book work in book areas. So I have one book area which we're in now, and I have another room, spare room in my house that I am turning into like my cozy library, my cozy home library. Like that is going to be the spot that I will just sit, relax, listen to books on audio, because I have actually started getting these guys so I can listen to it on my television that's on my wall in my book room, home library, and I can just relax there. Relax. I have an extra vinyl player, so I'm gonna see if I can incorporate that vinyl player into that room. All the things, y'all. And I am so excited because I have furniture for that room, and I actually put together one bookshelf last night. So I have another bookshelf that I need to put together, and it just lets me see that I need to go book shopping. Like I need to get some books to be able to put on these bookshelves. So that is another thing in itself. We will make sure we go thrift shopping. We'll go to the libraries, and all the things, y'all. I think what I'm going to do actually also in that particular room is like, um, how would I say it? I want like a separate shelf. No, I can't do that because I won't be able to check out that many library books at one time to like full of bookshelf. If I could, I would. But it'll probably be just like one shelf that I have like dedicated, or like the top of a bookshelf just for my library books. Just so you guys can see like, hey, like the library got some cool books. Like they got some up to date books. They have books that came out this year, this month, last month. Like the library is hitting, y'all. I don't know if y'all go to the library or not. I know a lot of my OGs in this chat video, y'all go to libraries, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So y'all don't sleep on the library. And we got to do a library vlog. I don't think I've did one of those yet. So we gotta do a library vlog, and just all the things, y'all. I could just sit here all day and think about all the things that I can do to share with you guys, to do with you guys, just all the things bookish. I do have a podcast. My first episode came out today, which is Saturday, September the 14th, 2024. It is titled If I Knew When I Was Younger. Y'all can head on over to Spotify. There's like two accounts on there. I don't know how to like get one of them off. So I've surfaced the link around like on my community tab, Facebook, Instagram, all of those platforms. And if you just tag that one, pin that one, you will be actually going to the right podcast every time you go on to Spotify. So right now we're only doing it on one Saturday a month, which is the second Saturday in each month, until I just see how things are going to go, see, if I actually really enjoy doing this podcasting. But that is something that I have actually started as a new hobby. So just check me out over there if you would like. I have a poll up there for y'all honest opinions, and you can always leave comments on Spotify up under the episodes. And yeah, so I'm very excited about that, but very nervous and scared at the same time. So y'all don't judge me too harshly. But guys, I want to give you guys just a few books. that I have read. I just wanted to tell you guys how I feel about them. Y'all can drop down in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about the books, if it's on y'all TBR, just all the things. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, I suggest you subscribe to Yolanda's Books. We are on every Wednesday and Sunday, preferably at 9 or 10 o'clock in the AM. And we just talk about books and lifestyle. And like I said before, my lifestyle just revolves around pretty much kind of like bookish things. Which if I go on like vacations up to my brothers, you know, any kind of special events that we have in our family, I will include that in some of my book vlogs. But y'all, I just like to read books. I like to read books and I like to go buy books. And I just love my bookish areas that I am having in my house. My dream is to have a day room full of just windows so that I can have a ton of plants in there, along with my books and my chairs and my incense and all the things. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that will happen in the near future. But subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, and you will be notified every time I am on this platform, y'all. Yeah, I am so excited to get to talking to you guys about these books that I have read, because I have read some very good books and I have read some books that I would never pick up again. So, of course, I love contemporary romance. I think I have actually been getting into historical fiction a little bit, and that is very out of my norm. And I also have been reading a lot of fantasy books this time. I don't think I have any in fantasy in this little stack. I have one that I'm looking at that I'm going to show you guys today, but I've been reading a lot of fantasies lately, and it's been pretty enjoyable, I must say. And y'all know I'm not a fantasy girl, so I'm not a historical fiction girl. But I think I have come upon some books that I really am enjoying. So I am very excited about that also, because that means my genres and what I enjoy is actually growing. So that is a good thing all in its own. And guys, I really want to start doing this book journal. I bought one that has like all the things in it that I can fill them out, but I kind of like want to do the journaling type and do one on my own. So I'm working on that as well. I have a lot of different projects that I am working on, and yeah, it can be exhausting sometimes, but I really, really enjoy doing it. So I have talked to you guys so much right now, and that's not what we came on to this channel to do today. We came on for a book review. So let's jump straight into this book review, and let's talk about some of these books that I have read that I have really enjoyed, and some of them, like I said, I won't pick them up again. So let's go. Okay guys, so let's just jump straight into this video, because I talked y'all head off the first half of this video, so I won't do it now. The first book that we're going to talk about, we got a number of them here that I read that I want to talk to you guys about, but the first one that we're going to talk about is Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. I enjoy reading memoirs. I really do. I love to read memoirs because it lets me know what type of life a famous person had. And it doesn't even have to be a famous person. Well, of course it has to be a famous person in order for them to actually be known. But I just love reading about the life that they had before they actually became the singer, the author, the actor that they have actually become, because these people has went through a lot in their lives. Like Jada Pinkett Smith, like she went through a hell of a lot in her life before her and Will Smith got together. And she even went through a lot when her and Will Smith got together. She was young. She was disobeying her mom. Like she didn't have the best parents. And she actually sold drugs when she was younger. Like looking at Jada Pinkett Smith now, the things that I know about her now from this book, I would have never thought that she had that type of life, and she made something out of herself. So I like reading these because it
lets me know, and it lets me understand and get my mindset on, like, Yolanda, if you want to do it, you can do it. You have to have that faith. You have to step out there, and you have to know that you're worthy of doing whatever that you want to do. So I did enjoy Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. The next one that we're going to talk about is Soleil by, who is this by, y'all? It's covered up there. Who is the author of this book? By Simone Pope. Oh, I'm sorry, Brittany Morris. It is a YA book. I enjoyed this book. It's just pretty much like a gaming book. Is this 16 or this young girl? She was into, you know, like gaming or whatever. I'm gonna read the back of it to you guys because I liked the book. I didn't DNF it, but I didn't like it enough to like remember it from months and months after I've read it. Black gamers go through this every week. I remind myself it's just a part of a gaming while black. Racism crops up in so many places. I should be used to it by now, but I shouldn't have to be. Not here, not in Soleil. I'm here to defend the right to safety, to defend this space. I'm a queen and this is my game. So I'm guessing that she actually probably like made up her game or something. I'm really not sure, y'all, but I did read this book. I think I listened to it mostly on audio, but like I said, it's a YA book. Some YA books I remember when I read them, and some YA books I just read them, I enjoy them for that moment, and I actually really don't remember anything about this book. But it says by day 17, so she's 17-year-old Kira Jones is an honor student, a math tutor, and one of the only black kids at Jefferson Academy. But at home, she joins hundreds and thousands of black gamers who duel without worldwide as Nubian personnel in a secret multiplayer online role-playing card game, Slay. No one knows Kira is the game developer. Not her friends, not her family, not even her boyfriend Malcolm, who believes video games are a distraction to keep black men from becoming great. So now that I read that, it's kind of coming back to me. It's Kayla. She actually made this game. Nobody knows that she is the owner of this game, and like she goes through all the things with the racism and all that kind of stuff, and I think of being like a girl who made a video game. So did not remember too much of that book, y'all. I read it, but I mean, it was okay. I picked up The Little Mermaid Against the Tide by J. Ellie. I did not really enjoy this book. It was just, to me, it just felt like a bunch of words on a piece of paper, and it really just did not have any meaningfulness to it to me. I was thinking that it was like the new Mermaid, or not new now, but the Mermaid movie that had came out. I think I went to see that movie, but it was, I don't remember, it was nothing in it that was in this book that was in the movie. Like the shipwreck, you know, when she saved the guy, when Ursula took her voice and all that stuff. I did not read any of that in this book. It was just pretty much about one of the, of course, you know, the mom was dead, killed by somebody, and then the king was trying to protect all his girls. Ariel was, you know, old enough to, like, I think take over her own part of the ocean or something like that, and her sisters came back. One of them went missing, and like all of those type of things. But I can't say that I enjoyed this book because I did not. So this book will go to a little free library. We have Nicholas Sparks. It's called Every Breath. I really enjoyed this book. This is the first book I ever read by this author. It's just pretty much about romance, second chance at romance. I want to say it's kind of like a historical fiction type book, but don't quote me on that. But it's just pretty much about how people would like leave letters and stuff like that. I want to say in a mailbox, and you know, I'm guessing like people go to that mailbox or whatever, find the letters, read the letters, however the things go. But this one is about a girl named Hope. And see, and when all of this happens, it's like they're older. She is a orthopedic surgeon. Her father had been diagnosed with ACLS, and he is suffering with that. I'm not quite sure if he dies in this movie or not, but the guy that she actually met, I think he kind of like went away or something like that, and he actually came back, and some kind of way I think he read the letters or something that she wrote or whatever, and they actually met up and they talked about, you know, the things that they went through in life, you know, their love story. And she, you know, they're older, so like I guess they were, you know, second chance at love, finding, you know, your true love. But there are some issues. They're older. He told her about the things that he had actually been through his life, like near dying, all this, that, and the other. And she just feel like they cannot have a future because she actually was diagnosed with ACLS. I think she had kids and just all the things, y'all. It says Hope Anderson is at the crossroad. At 36, she's been dating her boyfriend, an orthopedic surgeon, for 6 years. With no wedding plans in sight, her father receives... okay, so she was not an orthopedic surgeon. She was dating a guy that was an orthopedic surgeon. So I'm all wrong about this book, y'all. Let me read it to y'all. It said Hope Anderson is at the crossroads. At 36, she's been dating her boyfriend, the orthopedic surgeon, for 6 years. With no wedding plans in sight and her father recently diagnosed with ACLS, she decides to use a week at her family's cottage in Sunset Beach, North Carolina, to ready the house for sale and mule over some difficult decisions about her future. True Wales has been never visited North Carolina, but is summoned to Sunset Beach by the letter from a man claimed to be his father, a safari guide born and raised in Zimbabwe. True hopes to unravel some of the mysterious surroundings his mother's early life and recapture memories lost with her death. When the two strangers cross paths, their connection is as electric as it is unfathomable. But in days that follow, their feelings for each other will give way to choose the Pitt family duty against personal happiness in devastating ways. Illuminating life's heartbreaking regrets and enduring hope. Every breath explores the many faults of love that lie claim to our deepest loyalties while asking questions and how long can I dream. So okay, so I was all wrong about what this book was about, but to my understanding, y'all, it was like they knew each other or something like that, and they just had like a second chance at love. But from reading the inside of this book, it seemed like it is not that in the romantic tradition of his beloved classic, The Notebook. Okay, so this author wrote The Notebook as well. Bestseller returns with a story about a chance encounter that becomes touchstone for two basically different individuals and bittersweet waiting for fate. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what I remember reading of this book, y'all. Y'all quote me down in the bottom if I'm wrong about this book. But like I said, some of the books that I read, like, I know I enjoyed them, but sometimes I just cannot talk about what the book is actually about without reading what the book says in the description. So the next one is Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Crosby. Y'all, I gave this book a 5-star. I so enjoyed this book. This was the first book that I read by S.A. Crosby, and he killed it. It's just pretty much about two guys, a black guy and a white guy. Their sons fell in love. They actually got married. Of course, they did not approve of it at first, but then all of a sudden they got killed by somebody in a random town, I would just say. And they had kids. which I think, what is his name, Ike, his son had a kid from a previous relationship, I guess, of course, before he came out that he was gay. But Ike and Buddy Lee, they were determined to figure out and find out who killed their sons, because just because they were gay, that did not mean that they did not love their kids, and they didn't really pick up on that or accept that until they were actually brutally murdered. So all the things that happened in this book, like, they went through people like nothing. They went through people like nothing, y'all. All the things that they did in this book. The ending was pretty sad for me, for Buddy Lee. And I just really enjoyed this book. Like, this was a page turner for me. It had a lot of dialogue in it. It had a lot of page breaks in it because of conversations between Ike and Buddy Lee, and then like the people that they were talking to about their son's murders. Y'all, S.A. Crosby, he killed it with this book. I actually read another book by him, and I want to say it might be on my September's TBR. I was looking at my cart, so I'm not going to talk about that one today. But Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Crosby is a definite yes for Yolanda's books. I read a Abigail Monahan book, Same Time Next Summer. I really did enjoy this book, y'all. It was just pretty much about a girl named Sam who was trying to get her life back on track. She had a pretty much, like, what would they say, a perfect fiance. He was a doctor. His name was Jack. He was like real strict with like routine type stuff. And Sam actually Jack, so him and her was actually about to get married, so you know they had to go back to where she lived. And where she lived, she had a ex-boyfriend that she was really in love with named Wyatt, and he was still around. So of course you can just imagine all the things that happens during that time, because Wyatt and Sam, once they see each other again, it's like they never lost feelings for each other. So kind of like a second chance at romance. But y'all, this book was really good. I think this author actually has visited the bookshelf up here in my city, and I'm hoping that I can actually catch when she comes again, be off and go to like a book signing that they have there. But this book was a very good. Carly Fortune, she says, bursting with the magic of first love is everything I want in a summer romance. Like I said, y'all, Sam and Wyatt, like, they talk about the things that they did when they were younger, about how they were so much in love. And then like Wyatt is really bringing to Sam's attention, like, she's just not herself with Jack, because Jack is so strict, and he just didn't feel like she should be in a relationship like that because she is not being herself, and he just didn't think she was happy. Wyatt was actually a guitar player, and the memories that Sam had with him, they just came flooding back. Just all the things at like first love, and then at like second chance at romance, guys. So Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monahan was a very good book. We have a KT Walter book. It is called The Summer of Broken Rules. I read this book. I enjoyed this book. But would I read this book again? No, I will not. It's pretty much about a girl named Meredith. She had lost her sister. I think her name was Clara, like 18 months ago. And once she lost her sister, like, she kind of like shut down. Her and her sister were very close, and so I think somebody was getting married in like a vineyard, and so like the family was coming together to celebrate for, you know, all the itineraries for like a marriage. And I want to say this is actually where Clara was when she like never came back, or, you know, deceased. So Meredith was trying to cope with being in the spot that her sister was actually killed, and also like enjoy her family with the the games and the marriage. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, so I think it boils down to like Meredith, she actually starts to feel something for like a cute little groomsman, and so kind of like she probably like it says Meredith tries to focus on the game and win it for her sister, but she can't help falling for him. And as the week progresses, she realizes she's not only at risk for losing the game, but also losing her heart. So like a second chance at romance, and a how would I say it, it's sad and happy at the same time. I guess I'll say that. And the reason why I say that is because like she is dealing with when her sister got killed in the same, you know, area that she got killed, and then she actually falls in love or is falling for a groomsman that is in the wedding. So she's getting sadness and happiness at the same time. Checkmate by Allie Hazelwood. I thought it was a cute book. This is a YA book. I thought it was a really cute book. Marley, I think that's her name, Greenleaf. She started playing chess. I'm thinking like at like really early. She was actually done playing chess. She didn't want to play chess anymore. But then there was one of her friends that wanted her to play in some type of tournament, I think. And so she would be actually playing against the guy that was the best chess player. But I think she actually beat him. But she was going to actually be playing against him again. And during the time that she is struggling with wanting to play the game, don't want to play the game, having to play the game against him, she actually like falls in love with him. It says as she rockets up the ranks, Marley struggles to keep her family safely separated from the game that wrecked it in the first place. As her love for the sport she is desperately wanted to hate begin to rekindle, Marley quickly realizes that the game aren't only on the board, the spotlight is hotter than she imagined, and the competition can be fiercely attractive and intelligent and infuriating. So Nicholas Sawyer is the world champion in the boys, bad boys of chess. So they end up playing each other, this, that, and the other, and just pretty much like they just kind of like, she kind of gets back into chess, remembers how and why she loved chess, and they kind of, you know, start feeling each other, y'all. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm thinking that I'm actually kind of like getting away from YA books per se as much. I'm not gonna say I don't like to read YA books, but it's just that it seems as though like YA books, when I actually read them, I enjoy them for the moment, and then when it comes down to like a TBR, a review, or a book review, I'm not really remembering too much about the books. So YA books, I do enjoy them, but I think I'm kind of like slipping away from them just a little bit because they're just not, how would I say it, I'm not gonna say not enjoyable, because I do enjoy them, but they're just not nothing that I would like get a tattoo for, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of thing. The next book is The Clinic by Kate Quinn. This was a good book. I was book shopping and I just ran across this book and I was like, ooh, that looks like a really good book. So I picked it up. I actually found the audio for it and I read this book. It was very good. It is about a girl named Megan, and basically Megan and her sister Haley, I'm sorry. Haley, both of them had like not the best childhood. They basically depended on each other, and then they actually both had some kind of addiction, and I want to say it was like opioids, and not per se just alcohol. I think it was like opioids. But Hadley became missing once she went to this clinic for help with her addiction. So they had a funeral for her, you know, like all the things. So Meg, she wanted to find out what happened to her sister, because what they say happened to her sister and how she knows her sister was just not right. It wasn't sitting right for Meg. So she had an opioid problem. So it was a very good, convenient time for her to admit herself into this LA clinic. So when she, you know, she got accepted into the clinic, she started doing research, searching around for things to tell herself or to prove that Haley was not, she didn't overdose or whatever, and like she was actually murdered. And during the time that she was there, y'all, like she's seen all the things that they do for these people to try to get their addictions out of the way and stuff, and they were wild. Like they were really wild. And so, you know, she kept researching and everything, and she thought somebody there knew her per se, because like she would find little notes that, you know, and it said it was from her sister Haley. And so anyway, so she gets deeper and deeper into it. The guy, cop, I think his name was Matt, don't quote me on that, but he was like, as it got down to certain points and like they would come and try to investigate the place, this, that, and the other, he would find out things and he would be like, no, I think you should come out of there, I'm gonna blow your cover. She was trying to be well, she wasn't trying to be a recovering addict, because she actually took some pills in there with her, this, that, and the other, oxycodone I think it was. But anyway, so as she started digging deeper, finding things out, she started getting more and more of these notes from Meg, who she said Meg was dead. She was trying to find Meg's phone, just all the things, y'all. And then when she actually realized what was actually happening, and when everything started to come out, y'all, it was, I was like, what the heck? What the heck? So I want to say it's probably like halfway into this book when the actual meat and potatoes start happening. But I really did enjoy this book, y'all. This right here is a great thriller book. It is a page turner. It has a lot of page breaks in it because it has a lot of dialogue, because, you know, she's talking to people, this, that, and the other, and trying to find out about what happened to her sister. And the ending or the middle part of this book on down, like, you guys will flip and you'll be like, if you ain't read a book by Kate Quinn, you'll be like, oh, I gotta get another book read by her, because like her book is really, really good. But yes, y'all, I enjoyed this book so much. So The Clinic by Kate Quinn. We read The Dinner List by Rebecca Siller. I'm hoping that's how you say the name. She actually wrote In 5 Years, and I have it somewhere on my bookshelf. But guys, I can't really tell you anything about this book because I did not enjoy this book. This was not my type of book. When I was listening to people on their vlogs, they were saying that, you know, this book was pretty much about a girl who was inviting people to dinner because of some type of issue that she had with them. I did not see that in this book. I did not see that. I did not see any of that in this book. And that was the main reason why I bought this book, because I was like, what issues did she have with these people? But it says, at one point or another, we've all been asked to name 5 people, living or dead, with whom we'd like to have dinner. Why do we choose the people we do? And what if the dinner was to And what if that dinner was to actually happen? When Sabrina arrives at her 30th birthday dinner to meet her best friend, she finds at the table some unexpected guests. Among them, her favorite professor from college, Aubrey Hepburn, and her ex, Tobus. While the wine is poured, appetizers are served, and dinner time conversations begin. It becomes clear that there's a reason these 6 people have been gathered together. The dinner list grapples with exhilarating heights and devastating lows of first love and the unexpected detours on the road to finding your happy ever after. So y'all, should I read this book again? Because like, I did not enjoy this book. I didn't get this book. Maybe I should try to read this book again. Y'all just tell me down in the comments. Do I need to read this book again? Did I not get it? Because I really cannot tell you guys anything about this book because I did not enjoy it. So let me know. Do I need to read this book again? Alright, y'all, have a few more books that we read and I'll let you know how I feel about them. So this one is Karen McManus. You'll Be the Death of Me. This is a YA book. It is about a few young high school kids who were actually like involved in drugs, and one of them got killed, and you know, they were trying to figure out like what was going on, why did this person get killed. And then like the plot twist in this book, it was actually really good. So toward the end of this book, you will figure out what that plot twist was, and like it involves like, you know, the students, the teachers. You know, it's a high school young YA book, but it revolves around Ivy, Manitou, and Cal. They used to be close, and you know, just like things started happening, but the plot twist in this book was really good, so I did enjoy this book. My fantasy book, which is Assistant to the Villain, was a very good, y'all. I enjoyed this book. I actually picked up the second book to this book as well, and I have read it. This book was actually, to me, kind of better than the second book. I'll probably try to read the second book again before I give a review on it. But this one is just pretty much about the villain and Evie. I thought like they were going to get like very romantic in this book, but it did not happen. It was just pretty much like a lot of, you know, villain type stuff. Dead people, people getting killed, like all the things. Like, but I really did enjoy this book. I'm glad I did buy the second book, because this book right here kind of left me on a cliffhanger, because like I said, I thought it was going to be some type of like romantasy going on with Evie and the villain. But when I read the second book, I don't think I seen that much romance going on between the two. So I did enjoy this book. Assistant to the Villain was a very nice fantasy book, which fantasy is not really my genre. Megan Golden wrote The Night Swim. This book was really good to me. I enjoyed this book. It was just pretty much about, it was kind of like a true crime podcast. And it was like covering things that happen in this town. It says, ever since her true crime podcast became an overnight sensation and set an innocent man free, Rachel has become a household name and the last hope for people seeking justice. But she's used to being recognized for her voice but not her face. And this is just pretty much like about a girl who was murdered, and they were trying to find out like what actually happened to her. I want to say, what was the girl's name that was actually murdered? Jenny. And they want to say like she was like she was drowned, but it was so much more to the story. So I thought this book was about the movie Night Swim, but it's actually not, y'all. This is The Night Swim, and I think the movie is called Night Swim. But this book was really good. It had a lot of plot twist in it. It had a lot of mystery in it, and it was like, you know, interviewing, trying to figure out who actually and what actually happened to Jenny. So this was a really nice book. I did enjoy it. The last book that I want to talk about today, guys, is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I did not want to put this book down, y'all. This book was so good. It was very good. It was just pretty much about a lady, I want to say like she lost her husband, and she went to like I don't want to say a lake house, but like something of that nature. And at times in this book, I want to say she was probably thinking about, you know, like harming herself. because of like what happened to her husband. There was a guy that was like across the lake or across the road or whatever. They would talk on a whiteboard. And she like read a book. She wrote a 1-star review on the book, and the author actually replied to her 1-star review, asked her to take it down because, you know, like they won't be able to sell the book if like they got negative reviews on the book, this, that, and the other. She refused to take it down, and once she refused to take it down, like all types of shit started happening, y'all. So I'm not gonna get too deep into this book because I will spoil a lot of it, but this book was so stinking good. And they said here, after posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location began to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous. In this post-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror from the critical acclaimed author of No Exit in Hampton Bridge. Y'all, this book was so good. Like I said, she wrote a book review. It was a 1-star. It was like a negative, you know, comment that she made on the book review. And if I could find it, I really would like to read it to you guys, but I don't really like, you know, like looking for stuff in the book. But y'all, it was hilarious. Let me see if I can find it, y'all, because it was just hilarious. Anyway, so I'm gonna read this part to you guys. This is like the person responding to the book review. It says, "Hello, Emma 86. Nice to meet you. I'm the author of the acclaiming thriller Murder Mountains. Thank you very much for reading my novel. It's readers like you who make it all possible. However, I see you didn't like my book, and that's okay. But let me ask you, why review it then? Readers should only post their positive reviews, and you may have nothing at stake here, but I do. Other potential readers will see the 1-star review, and that might discourage them from buying my book, which hurts me financially. I work hard so someday I can quit my day job and write full-time. It's been a lifelong dream ever since I was a kid. I'm sure you're a wonderful person in real life and you wouldn't wish to attack my financial security, so I was wondering if you could please remove your review. Best wishes, HK Kane." Y'all, when I read that, I was like, oh my God. Like, I've never heard or never seen anybody, an author, respond to a review and ask that person to take that review down. And then, like, she read the review. She read it like twice because she really couldn't believe it. And then she wrote back, "Hey, thank you for taking the time to comment on my review. I'm sorry that your book wasn't for me, but I will respectfully choose to keep my review posted because this is the form for readers to share their honest views, positive and negative alike." Y'all. And after that, when she refused to take that book review down, the suspense, the psychological suspense, all that stuff, it started coming alive in this book. I had heard a lot of things about this book. Finally got a chance to read this book by Taylor Adams. And if I can find another book by her, or if y'all know of another book that's something similar to like this book in the plot, the suspense and all that, just let me know down in the comments about what is the name of that book, because I so enjoyed this book. Very good book, y'all. I suggest y'all get this book. So those were all the books that I just read, and I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion on them. Like I said, y'all, my young adult books that I read and tried to give you guys a book review on them, it really didn't go too well because I really did not remember too much about that book. So that just lets me know that YA books are getting to be a little too YA for me. So I will purchase some of them because I think some of them are so stinking cute, but it'll just be like a certain type of YA books that I will actually purchase. So like what was it? It was this one, Soleil. Like, it was just too YA for me. It just wasn't memorable for me. This one, I did remember things that happened in this book because I actually did enjoy this book. Even though it was a YA book, it was actually interesting for me. But it's just certain YA books that I will not ever try to pick up again, because my reading style has actually grown away from reading so many YA books, which are like very good, 5-star some of them, but they're becoming a little dainty for me, and just not enough suspense, not enough action, not enough dialogue, and all the things for me to actually remember what I read in that book. So again, y'all, remember, I do like YA books. It's just that the YA books have to be a little bit more A for me in order for me to like really enjoy them, be able to talk about them. But I will still buy YA books, so don't get me wrong, I do like YA books. But that's the end of this vlog, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog. And I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, Wednesdays and Sundays, Yolanda's Books, we talk about nothing but books. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.